everyone, and welcome to the Moonlit Corner. Today I'm going to be trying a new recipe that one of my coworkers gave me this week. Shout out to Mike, thank you so much for that recipe. I'm going to be changing it a little bit, like I tend to like to do. Just ask my husband. I don't eat much dairy, and this recipe has half and half in it, so I'll be trying to make it with cream of chicken soup instead. So we're going to need some celery. We're gonna need some carrots. I bought some tricolor baby carrots. I'll be chopping those up. It'll make it go faster. Some sweet peas, butter, biscuit mix, and chicken that I made the other night. Two different kinds. I have white meat and dark meat, so I'll be chopping that up. And so we're going to start prepping our ingredients and getting them over to the frying pan. We're going to need 3 medium pieces of celery, 3 medium carrots, so I'll have to try to figure out what kind of looks like 3 medium carrots from this, 2/3 a cup of the frozen peas, and some parsley and thyme as well, and some flour, which I have too. So I'll get started chopping all this stuff up, and I'll see you back in a minute. Okay everyone, so I cut up all the carrots, all the celery, and all of the chicken. So the chicken was 3 cups of cooked chicken into bite-sized pieces, 2/3 of a cup of the peas. I used frozen peas, and the carrots turned out to be, for 3 carrots, I looked it up in my Betty Crocker cookbook. 3 carrots equals 1.5 cups of chopped carrots. And then the celery was 3 medium-sized stalks of celery. So I put those all in a bowl, and I have a 1/4 cup of butter. Actually, I'm using the plant-based country crock butter. And I've got that in my frying pan, and I'm gonna start that up next. And so come on over and we'll check that out. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the frying pan and get this butter melted. Turn on about medium to melt it up. All right, then as soon as that is melted, we'll throw our celery and our carrots in that we have ready to go over here. The peas I'll put in at the end when I'm ready to mix everything up before it goes in the oven. Okay, so my butter is almost melted. It's 1/4 of a cup of butter. It's almost melted. In the meantime, I'm going to make up the cream sauce for in the pot pie. Now, in the recipe, it calls for 2 cups of lower sodium chicken broth and 2/3 a cup of half and half cream. So because I'm lactose intolerant, I try to cut down on the dairy. I know sometimes, just certain things you do have to put it in. So I'm gonna try 1 can of cream of chicken soup, which is 10.5 ounces. So just a little over a cup. Then I'm gonna put in 1 cup of oat milk, and I'm gonna stir it all together. And I'm thinking that should kind of compensate for the 2 cups of chicken broth and the 2/3 cups of half and half. So we'll see how that goes, but let me just put this in here and I'll stir it up. Oh, we didn't open the oat milk. I guess it would help if I opened the oat milk first. Okay, so there's 1 cup. And in the meantime, it looks like my butter is all melted, so I will throw in my carrots. And celery. Okay, that looks good. We'll get that cooking up. Put the lid on. Back to this. whisk that together good. And I'm not going to heat this up before I mix it with the chicken and put it in the oven. I just figure with the soup mix, it'll, you know, thicken itself up in there. I don't know, I'm almost thinking maybe I should add a little bit more oat milk. I'm going to say about 1/4 of a cup, so maybe about half of this. Just to me, it seems a little bit too thick, and then when you put the chicken in and everything, I just think it might not work out. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to set that aside. It also calls for, let's see, 1/4 teaspoon of thyme and 3 tablespoons of fresh parsley. I don't have any fresh parsley right now, so I'm thinking of doing about maybe 2 tablespoons of the fresh parsley. Of course, we'll do 1/4 of a teaspoon of this thyme. I'll throw it in with my vegetables that are cooking up right now. Also calls for black pepper and salt to taste, so I will put that in. I think I'm going to skip on the salt because the cream of chicken soup has a lot of salt in, so I will pass on that. However, the pepper you have, and here it is. I do like a lot of pepper in my stuff. Sometimes I go a little overboard. It was always my grandmother's favorite seasoning is pepper. I think I get that from her. All right, just sauteing all this up. We'll let that hang out a little bit in the frying pan and catch you back here in a minute. Okay everyone, I am going to say these celery and carrots are just about where I'd like them to be. Some people like them a little bit softer, some people like them a little bit crunchier. It's up to you how you want them to put them in there, but I think I'm going to leave mine about medium. All right, I think we're ready to get putting everything together. I think I'm going to use, because I use such a large skillet, I think I'm going to go and try to put everything into the skillet and mix it all together. All right, first I will put the peas in. Now the chopped chicken, 3 cups of it. Sorry, fan's on. Okay. All right, now go for this cream mixture over top. Fill all of that out. Also, we're supposed to preheat our oven at 350. Now, I'll be honest, I don't always preheat my oven when I'm cooking something, just because to me, if I have to leave it in a few more extra minutes, that's okay. Better than heating my house up for the extra amount of time, especially now that I live in the South. It's pretty warm out there again today. Oh, and I wanted to say sorry about all the meowing of my friend here, Skeeter. He's our Siamese. Yes, I was talking about you. He's our Siamese and he's very vocal, and he also likes to try to get into the videos too when he can, don't you? I know. Thank you so much for helping me. It's wonderful that you put in your 2 cents. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, sure. I just agreed with him. Okay, so now we're going to use I'm using a glass 9x13 pan, and I'm gonna spray it up. Some cooking spray. I tell you, I have a lot of these glass baking dishes, and I also have the old Corningware dishes. I'll show you one of those. These were my grandmother's. White with the blue. I have a whole bunch of those, and I use them every day. I have ones that look like kind of small frying pans, all different sizes. I even have some that I had as wedding gifts from my parents, and I absolutely love them. They bake well, they cook well, you can do anything, and they clean up nice. That's the other thing too. I find that metal ones always seem to be a struggle to get those to clean up nicely. Pour all this in here. Looks and smells really good. It's stuck. Alright. That looks pretty good. Get it kind of evenly mixed in there. Okay, Skeeter. Okay, so now the last step we do is we put the biscuits on top and then put it in the oven and bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes. I bought the buttermilk biscuits from Aldi. You'll see I do a lot of my grocery shopping there. They have a lot of good basic staple food items, and they're reasonably priced, and they're good quality too. That is one of my favorite stores. My grandmother introduced me to the store back probably about 29 years ago. My husband and I had just moved back from California, and she was telling me about this great store named Aldi that had opened up and how great the prices were, and I couldn't believe it when we went. So I've kind of always been a fan of that store. Everywhere I move, I try to find an Aldi, and luckily I have one down the road now that's only maybe about 7 minutes away, so I love it. Okay, so now on the recipe, it tells you to take a large egg yolk and beat it well, and I believe you put about a tablespoon of water in with the mixture, and then you brush it on top of the biscuits to make them golden brown. You can definitely do that. As for me, because of my intolerance to eggs, I'm going to pass on that. So I'm just going to put it in the oven just like this, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out in about 20 to 25 minutes. It might be 30 minutes since I didn't preheat my oven too long. Okay, see you back here in a few. Okay, so we're back, and it's been about 25 minutes. Like I say, I left mine in for the full 25 minutes because my oven was only at about 185 or so, maybe 200 when I put it in, because I didn't really preheat it. So we're going to take it out and see what it looks like. Alright, there it is. Hold it up for it. Looks absolutely delicious. The biscuits look perfect, golden brown. Now you're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, it says, before you try to serve it. So we'll let it sit, hang out for 10 minutes, and come back to it and see how it looks. In the meantime, I wanted to show you something else I was using today, one of my new favorite items that I got. This is my turtle cutting board. We were at Jekyll Island right before Mother's Day walking around, and we went into one of the shops there, and first of all, I have to say, their shops were really reasonably priced up there. Very, very happy with the prices. I know sometimes you can go to some touristy places and they're kind of pricey, but really reasonable. And so we went into this one shop, and they had, I don't know, all kinds of teas and spices. They had these cute turtle cutting boards. I thought, oh, they're probably like $50, $60. Well, I looked at the price tag and I believe it was only around $25. I thought, wow, for that cutting board, it's so cute. So I got this cutting board and I love it. I use it all the time now, and it seems to be holding up well. I mean, like I say, I've had it now for about a little over 2 months, and looks great. No marks in it or anything, and perfect. So yeah, so if you're ever around Jekyll Island, they've got a lot of cute shops there, a lot of neat things to see. I'll also be doing a video on that sometime too, to show you around Jekyll Island. So, all right, we'll be back in a few minutes to check out our progress here on our chicken pot pie with biscuits. Okay, we're back. It's been about 10 minutes or so since I have taken it out of the oven. One thing I also did not add to this recipe that was in the original recipe was about 1/4 cup of flour, because I had used the cream of chicken soup, so I thought it might make it a little bit too thick. So we're going to dish this up right now and see how it looks. This looks pretty good. There you are, 1 serving right there. Now I will say, we'll let you know what we think of it, because I personally don't like chicken pot pie. I always feel as though it's too much crust. So when I was given this recipe, I thought this might be perfect, because I love biscuits and I do love the chicken and the vegetables and the sauce together. I just feel as though with the crust it just kind of takes away from it. So we will taste it and let you know what we think. Okay, we're gonna see how this is. Biscuit in there, chicken. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. A lot of vegetables in it. That's good. 2 thumbs up. And Skeeter had to taste test the chicken before I started cooking. Thanks, Skeeter. Corner. Today I'm going to try